On Larry King Now, comedic icon Don Rickles. Why didn't you just retire?
Why are you hollering? Well, I don't want to retire. It keeps the mind going. Like you're not retiring and you've been asked to.
When you started, comedically, did you start insulting people?
No, I don't use the word insult. It's not insult today. It's exaggeration and an attitude. Some of these kids come out today, they try to do it. You can't. It's part of my personality.
The truth is, you're also one of the nicest people alive, ever. You are a sweet person. Did I make...
No, I'm ready to cry.
Plus, were you a hero in World War II? Did you fire at the Japanese? Did you shoot guns?
No, I shot at our own men to relax. How much longer?
All next on Larry King Now. Welcome to Larry King Now. Today's show comes to you from our palatial mansion in Beverly Hills with a man who needs little introduction. In fact, he is my oldest friend from Miami of 57 years, Don Rickles, Mr. Warmth. You may know him as a Hollywood treasure, the godfather of insult comedy. He skewered the likes of Reagan and Sinatra and Johnny Carson, and yes, me too. After more than 6 decades as an entertainer and a resume that includes the Johnny Carson Award for Comedic Excellence and the first ever Friars Club Lifetime Achievement Award, Don shows no signs of stopping. In fact, he'll be at the Orleans Hotel in Las Vegas, August 16th and 17th. Why didn't you just retire?
Why are you hollering? We're not in a big hall. We're in a Mickey Mouse apartment here.
What?
Well, I don't want to retire. It keeps the mind going. Like you're not retiring and you've been asked to. But with me, the mind, like the wife says, you got to keep the mind going. And I had this, on the series, I had this leg problem. It started out as a little nothing, and it became, I can't even pronounce it.
You have a disease?
Yeah. Hey. Do you have a disease?
No,
No, it's not. It's a thing it's a poison that gets into your leg. I don't know how I got it. And they came and doctor said we got to operate. I had 7 operations.
Wow. Yeah. So you can't stalk the stage anymore like you used to.
Well, I will eventually. I'm not finished. I'm not going to go in a wheelchair and spit up on myself. No. No, I'll eventually get rid of the cane and this leg will continue.
In the
meantime, I told Johnny Depp, if God forbid, who's a friend, if they take the leg off, I'm not unhappy, because I know I'll be able to do a pirate movie.
That's funny.
Oh, thanks. I make a ton of money. He's got to tell me I'm funny.
So you don't move across. So the act now.
No, I sit in a chair.
Oh, let's say I'm going to go to the Orleans Hotel, August 16th, it's Saturday night.
As a comedian?
No. I'm going to go to watch you.
Oh,
what will I see when I sit there?
Humor.
No, I know that.
Yeah.
But you'll be sitting on
but it's a little different now because of the film, And it's funny.
Oh, they show highlights, right?
Yeah. And, all the stuff with Sinatra. You remember him. I kid about him now because he's dead. And, if he was alive, I'd be sitting there like this. But some great stuff with him. And 4 presidents. It's a good thing.
So you show the clips and then
and then I do my comments.
It's a great idea.
It is. Thanks.
Well, we had great times.
Come on. But I used to know you in the restaurant in Florida.
Yeah, in Pumpenish. You walked in.
My mother used to say, he's wonderful. and I was committed for that.
You used to come on like a busboy and insult people sitting there waiting to have breakfast. Yeah. We had great times.
Yeah, no money, but great times. As soon as I mentioned money to you, your glasses fogged up and your brother and you walked away.
When you started, comedically, did you start insulting people?
No, I don't use the word insult. It's not insult today. It's exaggeration and an attitude. Some of these kids come out today, they try to do it. You can't. It's part of my personality. And so I didn't plan on being a comedian. I went to the American Academy of Dramatic Arts, believe it or not. I come out of the Navy, and I auditioned for the American Academy, which is a great school. And acting was my thing. I thought, oh boy, I'm going to be an actor. And the closest
you did some great movies, and you had a great TV show too.
Thing I miss, Ernie Borgnine, rest his soul, just passed. My closest thing to like Broadway was we did In the Round.
Did a play?
The Odd Couple. And the funny part is he played the heavy, and I was the quiet guy.
You were Felix?
Yeah. And it worked.
You were Felix?
Yeah. I heard you. The hell is it? Really? All you hosts do this. Where did you go when you? I know I'm here. I know. How much longer? No, Larry, that's what I did. I loved acting.
So when did the comedy thing happen?
When I found out I could make money. No, not really. The comedy thing, I was always kidding around. And so I started to kibitz around on Broadway, you know, and I worked in a place where off the street, when the wind came in, it covered me with dirt. It's the truth. These little joints all around the country. Just doing that.
And when did you start saying, I'm going to have fun with people? I'm going to work off people?
I really must, to my record, it was in joints like in Jersey, you know. Had a guy that used to sit in the front row with a bathrobe and spit up. It was great. Probably was your father. But the guy was, you know, all kinds of joints I worked in.
You don't like the internet? You're on the internet now. This is the new world, Don.
I got chills. Chills I got.
This is the new world, Don.
I don't care. I'm 88 years old. I don't know about no new world. Thanks for the applause. I'm 88 years old. Health is good. And I'm doing this because I enjoy it, and people show up to see me. But new world, this new world. What the whole secret is, attitude, and if they laugh. If they laugh, you can go to 100 years if God gives you that kind of health. And I always believe that. The kids today, I'm not knocking it. If they do, you know, bum bum up your kazoo and all that stuff, okay, fine. People laugh, okay.
Well,
but I don't do that.
The truth is, you're also one of the nicest people alive, ever. You are a sweet person. Has anyone ever... Did I make...
No, I'm ready to cry.
Did anyone ever take you serious? Did anyone ever get mad?
Well, sure.
Yeah.
Not to my face. Hey, when you... Even when it was Bob Hope, rest his soul. When you're out there, you know, when you're out there selling yourself, you can't please everybody.
Correct.
Not everybody's going to walk out and say, well, this is... My friends do that, otherwise they can't come and see me again. But you really are selling yourself. And it's very difficult to have everybody love you. And I certainly know that the whole world loves me, you know. And so...
when you started picking on celebrities...
Oh, I was in the car going home a lot.
Do you remember the first celeb you picked on?
No, the guy that really got me recognition was between Johnny Carson and Frank Sinatra. Two of the biggest guys in the business.
And we'll talk about them right after this.
Yeah. What a segment, huh?
We're back with Don Rickles. By the way, we have found out what your illness is. It is necrotizing fasciitis.
Yeah. But I must correct you one thing, John. I don't have the disease. In other words, the poison, the doctors at UCLA, they did a wonderful job. And they went all the way up to my knee, and they got it all, really. 8 operations, so it was really...
Do you know what necrotizing fasciitis is?
Yeah, it's a Jewish fungus.
It attacks only Jews?
Only Jews.
Wait a minute. This is revolutionary. It attacks only Jews.
And rabbis die.
Rabbis die from it. Right. When the first time you picked on Sinatra, did you have any trepidation? Because I know he had a great sense of humor, but did you have some little...
The first time my mother went up to see Dolly at the Fontainebleau, he was starring at the Fontainebleau. This might not be the first time, but it seems like it. And she said, she called me Dolly. Please, Dolly, that was his mother, please have Frankie go. Everybody was Frankie then. Have Frankie go and see Dolly, please.
You were in the lounge then?
Yeah. In the lounge, it wasn't a lounge then. It was a club called the Murray Franklin's.
Right.
And a little
23rd Street.
Yeah. And I went in there, and all of a sudden there was a line around the block with what I do, which was not telling jokes. It was attitude, making fun of people, and not being hurtful, in my opinion. Otherwise, I wouldn't be on this. This was touch and go for a while. You know? But I know you a long time, and so it's like a mercy thing for me. You know? So Larry, so what happened was that I started to do that stuff, you know, about making fun of people. And she
Sinatra came?
Yeah, and she said, Frankie, go see Don. And he came in, and I never met the man before in my life at that time. And I said, Frank, be yourself. Stand up and hit somebody. You know? and all the guys with him went, is that funny, Frank? He traveled with scientists. Frank, this kid, what do you think, it's funny, Frank? You know. And then I traveled with him for almost 2 years.
You worked with him?
Yeah, and we used to have a bit where I'd come out on the stage and I'd say, Frank, you don't need that song. Forget that song, when I do me, because I didn't want to do a stand-up alone with him. It wasn't for me. So we come up with the idea that I'd interrupt all during his act. So after about 3 weeks, I come up on stage, I go, Frank, the pipes, I'm a friend. It's gone. And he said, is that funny? And I said, what are you talking about? Is that funny? Frank, it's a joke. We're doing a joke. I'm whispering to him. I don't think it's funny.
He said that?
No, I say. I told you he said it. Yeah, he said. And I said, Frank, we got to win them back, blah, blah, blah. And forget about it. Then I talked to him, and boom. It was similar to Ed Sullivan. But she kind of, now, here he is, a brilliant comedy mind. And I'd walk out on the stage. Again, I'd say, hi, Ed. Why are you out here? He said, what were you, Ed? I'm supposed to come out. Get off the stage. Now. Then he'd come and see me later at somebody's house and said, you were magnificent. I said, Ed, my career's over on account of you. But those guys, but they didn't mean any harm. But Frank was when he, in other words, I had a relationship with him. If we went to dinner and I was eating, he said, I said, Frank, I'm talking. And he would stop and fall on the floor.
You could treat him any way you want.
Anyway, he was marvelous to my wife. He was great with women too, as his marriage records will show.
Was it?
That has nothing.
Was it really? Was he dangerous? I once asked you, did you ever knock Frank Sinatra? And you asked me if I had relatives in New Jersey.
Yeah.
Was he really tough guy?
Frank believed he was a tough guy, but he was. He was a boxer when he was a kid. But he always used to say when somebody bothered him, with Tony Gennaro, remember him? One night we were in the men's room and some guy was bothering him. Frank says, I'm going to drop this guy with a right hand. I said, Tony, take care of it. Because he liked that sort of atmosphere.
Macho.
Yeah, but he was, he had, I think, of all the entertainers I know, aside from Ronald Reagan, Mr. So, when you walked into a room, if he were alive today, when you walked into a room, I think you know this, it stopped, absolutely stopped. Yeah. People like now, just like that. I said, here comes Frank, would sit for dinner, boom, stopped. Same thing, Ronald Reagan, the same thing,
You kidded him a lot.
Oh, yeah, well, I knew him when he was governor, I said, I got a cousin who's going to the chair tomorrow morning. One phone call. That's all I need, Ronnie, one phone call. And he'll do what you do. And my cousin died. I must say, the Ronald Reagan inaugural was my biggest treat in life.
Because?
Because I was in Hawaii, and Frank called and said, you're going to be in the inaugural, his second inaugural, Reagan's second. And they went to the cabinet, and they said, oh, what are you, crazy? Going to have this guy get up here and bang on us? So Frank would turn around, and the inaugural was really, they said to him, Frank, we're going to have Rickles. He said, let me put it this way, and this is a true fact, rest is so. He said, if you don't have Rickles, you're not going to have me. That's exactly what he said. I couldn't thank him enough. And from that, well, not from that day on, but we always, when we traveled to Europe together, he would order food and say, Daniel, it's delicious. And I would eat it and say, this is great, Frank. He said, you gonna eat this crap? He would do everything to get a rise out of it.
You were on our show the night he passed.
Yeah, I was a pallbearer too.
Oh, that was an incredible funeral.
Yeah, it was.
A lot of things to talk about. God, we love being with you, Don. You're an American treasure. What do you think of the Joan Rivers thing where she walked off the show on CNN, then Letterman walked off her?
Joan's a very bright woman. She really is. In college, she's smart as a whip. She really is. And she chose that road to do what she does. And sometimes you hit a bump and it don't go right. So I can't sit in judgment of what Joan
She opened
does.
for you, didn't she?
Yeah, many times. And, she does her stuff, and they laugh, and they want her back, and they pay her. So, hey, more power to her.
I know Charlie Steiner, my dear friend, the Dodger radio announcer, is here.
It's great.
And you once took a Dodger pitcher out of a game, right?
Oh, you know about that?
Tell me about that.
I don't know if Charlie even knew that.
What happened?
No, I went to a game one night. Tommy and I were pretty tight. So he said, put on the uniform and go out and take that pitcher out of the game.
Was it spring training or a game?
No, regular game. That was a fan appreciation day or something. Oh. I said, I'm not going out. He, by the way, he got fined for that. He said, I don't care. Go out there and take it. So I went in the locker room and put on the uniform. And at that time, we looked alike. Now, Tommy has carrying a little basketball with him. I don't know why. And I love him dearly. So if he gets offended by that, he'll get over it. He'll hit a fungo to himself. Anyway, so fungo to those that don't know. It's like
Okay.
What is this? Okay. I'm a guest for no money, and you're telling me to shut up. What are you?
Okay. No, I'm saying. Okay.
So now, okay. I never heard that before. Gee whiz. Okay. Tommy says, go on, take him out of the game. I say, come on, go on. And I walk like Tommy walks, and I do that. I come out to him and I says, give me the ball. You can't take me out of that game. What are you? Who the hell are you? I said, stop yelling. I want the ball. Tommy told me to you're supposed to give me the ball. This is God's truth. I don't give nobody the ball except if Tommy tells me. You don't let that. I said, are you going to give me the ball or I'll have to make a stink out here? I want the ball now. And we're arguing. He's going, I don't give a damn who that is. You're nobody on this team. You can't take the ball from me. With that, Harry Windelstedt, remember him?
The umpire.
He's running out to the mound, rips off the mask. What the hell? And he sees me, he goes, what the? Can you get me 2 tickets for the Dean Martin show?
Truth.
2 tickets for the Dean Martin show. That's what happened.
What a great story that is.
It's true.
You're incredible. I'm going to name some people. Give me your thoughts. Okay? Justin Bieber. Kim Kardashian.
How many of those you have?
You have no opinions on these.
Oh, she's a beautiful woman. What am I going to tell you?
Amy Poehler, funny.
I love her. Great
Kathy
lady.
Griffin.
Lovely lady. And a good host, yes.
Betty White.
Lovely woman, a good host. Only I don't know how long she's going to dissolve right on camera.
Bob Newhart.
Genius, you ask him. Genius. No, he's my dear friend. He's the classiest, most beautiful man I know. He really is. He's bright, he's clever, and he's...
You tell great stories. You travel with him.
Oh, we traveled all over the world.
He's a serious Catholic.
Oh, yeah. And I'm a Jewish kid, and we...
You went to Bethlehem with him.
Yeah, well, the whole secret is you know, hey, I don't want to talk about marriage and love with you. Anyway, Jesus, we'll be here all night. 2 priests and 7 rabbis died getting you together. No, but I with Newhart, we went to Israel together, and we had great times. He's a book-minded comedian, so to speak, and I'm a loud Jew from the neighborhood, you know. But we always loved each other and love the basic, to this day, and love the basic facts about each other.
It's a great friendship you have.
Oh, and the key is, as I say in my show, is the wives, and you know that. His wife and my wife are like sisters, and if the wives get along, the guys, I don't care where the guy's from, you know, it makes for a wonderful friendship.
Were you a hero in World War II?
No, but I was there. I was in the Philippines for 2.5 years, and I said, when I first, my father rested, so I said, go and enlist. I said, don't go in the Army, it's dirty. Go in the Navy, it's nice and clean. So I went and I joined up, and boom, and I took the first time they took my blood pressure, and the doctor came in Grand Central Station those days, went, shh. Let's try the other arm. You want to lay down? I said, why? He said, hey, lay down. Then I get up. No. Would you stay overnight?
What was the matter?
Hypertension.
You were nervous.
Well, wouldn't you be if you're putting a hat and a uniform on you and you're going to go to God knows where? Anyway, so I said, next day they passed me for some reason. And I went, I said, Lieutenant, I do comedy and jokes. Comedy and jokes. Okay, yes, yeah. Go to the next station in Sampson, New York. What do you do, son? Comedy and jokes. Comedy and jokes. Okay. I said, then a Commodore came to see me. He said, I understand you do comedy and jokes. Comedy. And I started writing down. Comedy and jokes. I said, good. And the next thing you know, I was on a ship. I said, are we going to a station for entertainment? No, you're going to the Philippines. And I was there, and it was 2 Jews on the ship. Me and one guy louder than me. It was great, you know. Rickles, the rabbi's here! You know, and I used to go, oh, geez.
Did you fire at the Japanese? Did you shoot guns?
No, I shot at our own men to relax. How did you get this show? Did you fire at the Japanese? No, 2 of them are working in a restaurant up in town. We had a few incidents, but hey, the guys that really went through it.
You never had big action?
Oh, I got a battle star, but...
You did?
Yeah. What is this, a test? Yes,
when we come back in our final moments, we'll play a game of If You Only Knew with Don Rickles. You won't want to miss this.
We're going Jimmy Fallon, play ping pong.
We're back with our remaining moments with the great Don Rickles. We have some social media questions and then a couple of personal questions. Alex Flores on Facebook wants to know what it was like working with Robert De Niro and Martin Scorsese in the movie Casino.
Absolutely fantastic. First of all, Robert De Niro was a guy that, before I met him, they said, don't kid around. He's a very serious, taking guy. Well, fast forward, the next thing you know, I'm in his trailer, and he's going, to us! I'm drinking that vodka and gin. He was a wonderful guy. And the first scene we ever did in Casino was walking down, they blocked off at night, midnight, night for night shooting, which was tough. And we walked down the casino floor, and I was like his bodyguard and everything. And I'm walking with him, and I go, I don't know, I forget. I said, I don't know, boss, if we should, something like that. Should we take the gun from that guy or not? Well, we'll take the gun. Maybe we take the gun. With the gun. I said, hold it. I can't. Marty, I can't work with this man. I cannot work with this man. And the crew's up there laughing at me. The man mumbles, I don't need this. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. I don't need it. The man's ridiculous. And Bob never laughed. Bob's going, I said, see, he even laughs, but he don't know where the hell he is. I can't take this anymore. And that was the first time I met Bob. And then, little by little, I ran the crew and the staff.
You got killed in that movie?
Yeah. No.
Yeah, the guy hit you.
He didn't kill me. He tried to. Pesci really tried to. Yeah, they had a rubber suit on me, and they kept banging at me, and he thought that was fun. Ever meet Joe? It takes a little while.
Heather 7BS Love via Twitter. Do you have any regrets or things you do differently in your career?
No, not really. I did impersonations when I started.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You did Cagney.
Clark Gable, yeah, baby, dive. It was good, eh? Dive. Take it down. Okay. No, I was on Run Silent, Run Deep. Was my first picture with Burt Lancaster.
And Clark Gable.
And I had, Clark was great. He was great. And Burt was great too, but Burt was very kind. Burt would say, Don, learn about the submarine. Don't kid around. You must learn why the submarine dives and why it goes up and down. And Gable would say, get that guy out of here. He's making me crazy with that bull crap. We need him out with dives. Okay. Let's go and have it.
We play a little game of If You Only Knew. I ask just snap quick questions and your quick answers.
Oh, God, get me a Valium.
First girl you ever kissed?
You.
Do you remember the first girl?
I'm 88 years old. How do I remember the first girl I kissed? And first of all, I had a few girls that I knew from Vegas. Their names are not going to be mentioned on this Mickey Mouse show.
I don't mean Vegas. I mean like you're a kid in Brooklyn.
Well, I wasn't in heat when I was 9. I wasn't dropping my pants and saying, whoopee, here we go. What's the matter with you? How did I get on this thing? Jesus.
What makes you laugh?
This kind of show. No, what makes me laugh? Funny guys, really. Of course, Bob Newhart, my dear friend, brilliant mind. He really
Most embarrassing moment?
Most embarrassing moment? That's hard to say.
Didn't they in Vegas once throw you, Sinatra and the guys, make you go out a door nude?
Yes, a steam room. That's right. You remember better than me.
I remember.
Yeah, we were at the steam room, and I was kidding around. Frank says, that's it, throw them out. Boom. And I was nude, and I went out right where all the beach umbrellas were, and I stood there in the nude. And
they threw you out of the room?
Yeah. And I stood out, and the people would like that. What's the matter? You never saw a perfect body?
So even that did not embarrass you?
No. Oh, well,
Funniest fan encounter?
Funniest fan? Well, I didn't think it was that funny. It was really, guys, I would say the Navy. The Navy guys come up to me.
Yeah, what are they like?
On the same ship, you know. As I said, I'm 88, and they're not near 88. They're close, but then and they come up and they go, hey, Don, remember me? Eddie? Remember that night? You remember that night in the Philippines? When we went to battle stations, you said to me, why don't we eat some candy? You remember that? And I said, go away.
Were you ever starstruck?
Sinatra, yes, and Johnny Carson, sure.
Do you have words of advice for young comics?
get a day job. No, for young comics, I think you have to be right at it. You have to believe in it, and rejection. If you can, as my daughter, Mindy
She's
Rickles,
funny.
She's starting out in comedy, and I tell her it's a lot of rejection. You can't please everybody. And when you start out, you got to build a reputation, and if you catch on little by little, and it took me, I was in my 30s before I started again.
Do you still get a jolt when they laugh? Do you still get that?
Well, you do too with this show. I know all the years I know you, when you have the right guest and things come along. Certain shows, if you feel, oh, that was my best. But I don't do what we used to do years ago. I told Joe Scandori, rest his soul, who was my manager at the time, I said, Joe, please stop with that. That was a 5, that was an 8, that was a 7.
You never tell jokes?
No, not per se. It comes out a joke sometimes. But the attitude and what I'm talking about becomes a joke.
What's the secret to your long marriage?
A hooker.
You've got a hooker.
I got a hooker. No, I can hear her watching this, and she goes, personally, I don't think that's fine. No, you know it.
I don't know.
Oh, yes, you do. You've got a lovely wife now. You do. The friendship, the things you can talk about. You know, everybody thinks that the big pop is the whole story. It was for me for a while. When I was single, I was, if a waitress smiled, I went, oh, but the whole thing is the friendship and the caring and your family. And I got a lovely woman, God bless her.
Oh, Barbara's the
49
best.
Years married.
Hey, go to Vegas, August 16th and the 17th, the Orleans Hotel. He's still doing it.
Oh, that's it? Oh, you only have a half hour?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Call somebody. A half hour? That's like I could clear my throat in a half hour.
A huge thanks to my friend, the legendary Don Rickles. Be sure to see him at the Orleans Showroom in Las Vegas, August 16th and 17th. You can always find me on Twitter at Kingston. You tweet?
I just did right now.
We'll see you next time. Let's hear it.